I found out really that the connection between my Apple Watch, my iPhone and the Wahoo, the integrity of that connection does break down. Just re-establish a good connection, you do need to like restart the iPhone, you know, do a soft reset. Yeah. And that is then sending it via Bluetooth onto the Wahoo. See if I can clean off this front brake. Maybe I need new pads. 5:30. I could probably make it down to Halfords. You just need to take the pads out and have a look. I've removed a little collet spring, if that's what you call it. Split pin, whatever. I mean, I haven't checked these pads since I had the bike about 2.5 months ago, so that's my own fault if they're worn. I guess there's a lot involved. Well, there's loads of meat left on these, loads, so that's not the problem. And on the other one, no problem. Okay, let's put them back in. Just good to know that there's no need for Halfords for brake pads for this GRX front brake caliper. Oh, it's just nice to get out on the bike after work. I'm not using the bike to commute. I did for a couple of days last week because the car was in the garage, and I really enjoyed that. Especially on this e-bike. It's so good just to sort of get you back home without feeling tired. I do live on the top of a hill, but just getting out on it after work for a quick gravel loop is so nice. Just to spin the legs, clear the mind. I mean, the ride I did on the weekend, I did Turk Trail, and I was frazzled at the end of that ride. And during the summer I spent a lot of time on this e-bike, and I think it has reduced my fitness a little bit. So I don't want to knock mountain bikes at all. Nice little message has popped up on the Wahoo for me to drink. I put that message there, I programmed it to give me that message. So I'm going to dismiss the message, take a sip, and remember what I was talking about. Yeah, so what I was saying is, I think this e-bike, as great as it is, and I love getting on it and riding it, it's so much fun, but I've definitely affected my fitness, you know. So it's just one of those things really. It's, with a 40 Newton meter motor, you're going to affect what you're putting in, the input, and it's going to be down. I'm using less watts. Explore, that's the thing. So yeah, don't want to be negative about riding e-bikes. I mean, the last time I rode my mountain bike up at Cwmcarn, I was able to do on several occasions this year. I did Turk Trail and Cafal Trail, which is a total of 30 kilometers with a fair, decent amount of climbing. You know, we're talking like maybe 1,000 meters of climbing between the two. And I was able to do that. Whereas the other day, I didn't feel like I had the energy to go back up. I think what it is, the issue I had when I was riding Turk and Cafal together on the same day was my knees. That was the issue I had. It was the knees. The knees were playing up. So although I had the fitness, my knees were playing up. I was getting patella femoral pain, which was quite worrying, and had me wearing the knee brace and that. Sort of negative in that respect, in that I could ride the two back to back and feel recovered apart from my knee. I decided to get a gravel bike, so I wanted to maintain riding my manual mountain bike with the giant trance on the weekends. But for a good 3 months I was riding this gravel bike on the weekends because the weather was so lousy. I didn't fancy getting out on the mountain bike. And for those 12 weeks riding this gravel bike, that has definitely improved my knee health. Like, my knees, I feel 10 years younger in the knee department. This is very long-winded, isn't it? This is not this is like the opposite of a scientific analysis. This is just waffle, isn't it? Sorry, I do apologize. Basically, I think if you're trying to maintain like lung capacity and, you know, that FTP, functional threshold power, but like, I mean, I can't believe, like, I look at the enduro race that I entered in May, the Western bike events at Glencorrog, and my fastest time of the day on stage 1, because I had to do it 3 times, was actually the last run I had on it at the end of the day. And I'd already climbed over 1,200 meters of elevation gain because we had to climb back up. And if anyone knows Glencorrog, the climb up there is brutal no matter which way you go up. And we went up a really steep way past the mast, and I did that 3 times. And then the descents were gnarly. I mean, properly savage descents. You know, it's very, very physical, but I had the fitness to do it. I had the fitness, the capacity to actually get back up the climb and do stage 1 for the 3rd time, and that was my fastest run of the day. Had some electrolyte fluids and went to bed. Woke up, felt recovered. Now, I honestly, there's no way I'd be able to do that. I just don't think I'd be able to do it. I think I'd be struggling, really struggling with just fatigue after, well, I would say I'd struggle. I would struggle. If you're looking at keep on, you know, if you want to keep on riding a manual mountain bike, you're gonna have to find another way to make up the difference. If you want to keep the level, I mean, I could have gone on to a rowing machine, which would have done away with patella femoral pain. I don't know, would it? I think I would have given myself a benchmark to stick to. I was happy with the fitness. I was happy with doing that. I think I did about 45 kilometers. It was about 44 point something odd kilometers in the Western bike events enduro, and that was on a manual bike with over 1,000, maybe even 1,100 meters of elevation gain. And apart from the knees, or the one knee, I was able to make a good recovery. So yeah, don't know what your thoughts are on that, whether you think building in something that doesn't put pressure. I think also with mountain biking on the descents, especially like long descents like at Glencorrwg, the amount of like, and at Bike Park Wales, like, you know, if you do Terry's Belly or Foxy Ping, all those drops, it really does impact the knee area, even on a full sus, even more so when you're riding a hardtail. But even on a full sus, you know, there's a point where your knees, because you're stood up on the pedals on the descents. The mountain biking is very injurious to joints at physicality, which you can't bulk from it. You know, you've got to get on, you've got to do it if that's where you want to take it. And that is why I've gone on to graveling. Right, but today I'm going to go right here. I'm not going to do a massive one, a bit of a climb. This will take us up the old Taff Trail. And then we can join up with Castell Coch, maybe ride the gravel in there. But for now, look at these views. Incredible, a lot of leaves already covering the path. Whew. There we are. Old railway bridge. That's the way up to Craigarach mountain there. We're still climbing. Come on. Put some effort in. There we are. Very close encounter then with a squirrel. If I'd been going faster, I would have gone into that and come straight out of the undergrowth. Compost heap when I get home. Like we need it. Not. The whole garden is a compost heap at the moment. So I'm enjoying this new chapter in my life, and I'm keeping things local. Grade 12, back to 11, back to 10, and is it going to get steeper? Nah. So on grade 10, grade 8, there we are, flattening off. That little graph which is showing me the actual place where I am and what's coming up. Oh, actually, sorry, 144. There we are, you just saw the backlight coming on. The map page. Not following a preloaded route, just recording where I'm going. Worrying too much about that. Following a route has its place on the weekend. During the week I'll just get out and ride and change things as I go along, depending on how I feel. On the Saturday rides I do tend to stick to a predetermined trail that I've sort of planned out on Komoot. I'll put a link in description. I'm very keen user of that and follow a lot of the suggested routes from other Komoot users. It gave me the full sort of UK maps, and I think for another uplift in cost, I could have had even more in-depth map information to show like mountain bike trails and stuff, but I didn't bother going for that because, to be honest with you, I just want it for the gravel riding. I tend to just stick to the same old known trusted trail centre loops for mountain biking, or Bike Park Wales, or you know, the Aban, the Green Car Road, the Cwmcarn. That's about, and Bike Park Wales, that's about as far as I'll go in the car. It's been quite a few years since riding up at a Golet or Mid Wales. Just don't like being stuck in the car for that length of time, you know. Thank you. Here's the gravel. Get into the drops here. Bike to your left. Thank you. I always feel like I want to drop this saddle. It was made me look into buying a dropper post just for this bike. I've just bought another one, a Brand X Ascend for the Giant Trance, because the other Brand X Ascend, which is a year old, got stuck in the seat tube on the weekend. The mole grips did it, but I'd already had to go before, and I was trying to twist it out, if you know what I mean. I was trying to get the saddle and twist, and what I did is I used so much force trying to twist the saddle, trying to twist it from the saddle, that I crushed all the little pins. I think they're basically spacers that run, I can't remember the name of them now, what do they call them, those needle spacers or something like that, bearings, bushings, needle bushings I think you call them, needle bushings, and they're made out of brass, and I kind of flattened those. So yeah, Mark managed to get the seat post out, but I'd already goosed the the Brand X Ascend dropper. Very noisy bird up there. So we're down the really steep part here, which I would love to drop my saddle right now. Oh, right, okay. Just trying to get back, but I'm just not confident enough to get in the drops. Maybe I should try that in the drops next time. I will get into the drops by here. That's because it's not steep. But yeah, my saddle is just way too high now. It's just, I just want to drop it out of the way. I think I'm definitely going to get a dropper. Like, we all want droppers for the mountain bikes, but it's just got to be done, isn't it? I'll probably go for a dropper which has got the like the little handle underneath the saddle, because I don't particularly want a cable dangling up to the handlebars. Plus then there's the issue of finding the right sort of sized paddle, you know, lever paddle to get around these thick handlebars. I've seen videos where people have put them down on the front and on the end of the handlebars. I don't want all that. Just give me the handle under the saddle, that's fine. You can just drop it down. Alright, let's get over the stream. Oh, this is quite wet. The mountain bikes have been up here, so you can see their tracks. Ooh. Oh yeah. Got some boulders sticking up, I want to avoid up there. This is the rockiest part of it. Most of my ride now is downhill, so I'm just going to put it on eco. I've enjoyed doing the climb and other parts of this ride up here in level 3 and level 2. Haven't really touched eco yet. Got something there. It's got jammed up in the mudguard. It's the only thing with these mudguards when you're riding through really muddy, rocky terrain like this. The mud can like spin up rocks and logs into your mudguard, and then it could jam the wheel. It could be pretty instant stop if you're not careful. Doable. Okay, that's it. Get the buff over the mouth. Don't any of that flicking up in my face. Alright, we're away. FSA. At home, you know, on a trainer. I have tried it. I've tried Zwift, and just following videos, it's just not for me. So I know loads of people who do enjoy that through the sort of autumn and winter. And it's just not for me. I need to get out, you see, breathe fresh air. Don't know what it is. Very long line of farmers. Smell of chips back there. Whew. Well, I got a cooked dinner made on Sunday, and I got the third one today. It's amazing. My wife is such an amazing cook. She will cook a massive amount of food on a Sunday, and she can get 9 cooked dinners, and then we eat 3 then on the Sunday, and then we have the other ones then to enjoy on the Monday and the Tuesday with our daughter. So we all benefit, and I'm not joking. This is the best cooked dinner. It's way better than any sort of carvery. Yeah, it's properly made, homemade, amazing roast potatoes, everything you want, all the trimmings, Yorkshire puds, amazing gravy. Really is quite fantastic. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh. Midges everywhere. Oh. Right.